Hello, this is Sandeep. Today we are discussing about Quicksort. Quicksort follows divide and conquer approach. It means it divides the array of elements into subarrays and sorts the elements. So it is nothing but partition. So let us consider this given array of elements. So we considered these array elements. So the name of the array is A. So here we have elements. At the zeroth index, we have lower bound, and last index, we have upper bound. So let us consider two variables. One is one is start at zeroth index and at last index. So in Quicksort, we consider pivot element. We can choose pivot element in three ways. The first way is we can select the pivot element as first element or last element, or we can choose any other random element. So we can choose any one of them. Now in this example, we choose pivot element as first element. So pivot element as first element. Here pivot element is 7. In this we have one condition that we have to increment the start and we have to decrement the end. So start variable is at 0th index and end variable is at last index. So we have to increment the start if the element at the pivot position is less than the, so start variable is now at here because 6 is less than the pivot element 7, and so we have to increment. Now start variable is at here. Now we cannot increment the start variable because 10 is greater than 7. So now we do not move the start variable. So the pivot, so the start variable moves from 0th index to second index. So let's erase this. Now we have to decrement the end. If the element is greater than the pivot, so 7 is not greater than 7. 7 equals to 7 because pivot element is 7. So we cannot decrement. So now we have to swap the start and end. So after swapping element, the array of elements would be, so after swapping of start and end, we have the array like this. So we swapped start, we have 7 and we have 10. So like this, we swapped start and end. So now here pivot element is same. So 7, that is. So we have to again check the condition. Start. So we have to increment the start. Here the pivot element is 7. So here we have at start index the element is 7. So we have to increment the 7. So the condition here is start, we have to increment the start if pivot element is less than or equals to of that pivot element, and we have to decrement the and if the pivot element is greater than. So these are the two conditions we need to check. Here the pivot element is 7 and we have the element at start is 7. So we have to increment the start. So 5 is less than the pivot element. Again we have to increment the value, start variable. So now start is at ninth position. So 9 is not the less than the pivot. So now the start variable is at fourth index. So like this we have. Now we have to decrement the end. So we have to check the condition. Pivot element must be greater than. If then we have to decrement the end. So we have pivot element is 7. So here we have 10. So we have to decrement. So 11 is greater than 7. So again we have to decrement. So now the end is here. So the end moves from here to 0th index, 8th index to 0th index. So 1 is not greater than 7. So the end variable is at the 6th index. So now we have to swap start and end. So after swapping, we get 4 at 4th index we get 1 and 6th index we get 9. So after swapping of start and end, we get this array like this. So we have start at 4th index and end at 6th index. Again, we need to check the condition. Here start must be incremented if the pivot element is less than. Here 1 is less than the pivot element. So we have to increment. So start comes here. So 9. So 9 is so here we have start because 9 is not less than 7. So here we have start. So we are erasing this. Start moves from fourth index to end index. So now we also need to check the end condition. So here end condition is, so we have to decrement the and if the pivot element is greater. So here we have 9 and pivot element is 7. So we need to decrement. We have pivot element 7 but here we have 2. So it is less than. So we need not to decrement. So the end moves from 6th index to 5th index. Here we have start and here we have end. Here start and end are crossed. So when we get this condition, we have to swap the end and pivot element. This is the pivot element 7. So now we have to swap the pivot and end element. After we have to swap pivot and end. So after swapping, we get the array like this. So here we swapped pivot element and end element. Here end element index is 5, pivot element is 0. So we swapped here the array is A of 0th element and A of 5th element. We swapped. So